more time for good luck?
No. We're good. All right. So,
are you ready, Nick, to never get over your high school love? To never, ever let her go? To get married and at the drop of a hat, leave your wife for this girl you knew for maybe 2% of your life?
we don't do much at all on this episode of You Don't Love Giant Robots.
If you did, you'd know where it was.
If you loved your giant robots, bro, then
What? No, finish the sentence.
all right.
No, finish the sentence. I'm gonna let you cook.
That pool boy
You know what? Never mind.
wouldn't be
Never
hanging
mind.
out
Okay.
past
all right.
his hours. He's
You know
scheduled till 4.
This is my fault, y'all.
I come home at 4:30.
This is my fault, y'all. I should have never said anything.
He's working overtime.
This is on me. I can't even blame y'all. This is my fault.
I love my giant robot. So we are deep into
we are elbow deep.
into the world of Makoto Shinkai.
Month-koto Shinkai, which is technically Month-koto Shinkai.
Whatever, dude. There's a lot of these things. So,
A little too, maybe too many.
but yeah, we are in the thick of Month-koto Shinkai now. We just finished watching 5 centimeters per second.
Well, you just finished watching.
I watched
when
it
was
before you were born. Nigga.
That doesn't even make any sense. What do you? That literally doesn't make any sense mathematically. The movie came out in 2007. You know, I know you're a little old and math is a little harder the older you get, but that's you're doing his grumpy old man face now. Anyways,
So, overview, top view, 5,000 feet, no spoilers, review of this. What do you think, Zeke?
realest nigga on the planet dubs a girl that is truly in love with him for a girl that he has seen for maybe 5% of his life.
You just cutting to the end, cutting to the chase.
I'm cutting the chase. I'm cutting right into the cheese.
2 kids fall in love, and we see where that takes them. What movie am I talking about? Woo!
It could be literally any Makoto Shinkai movie on the planet.
Throw a dart into his fucking
Throw a
filmography,
dart.
and you'll land on 2 star-crossed teenagers, 2 star-crossed 7th graders, 8th graders. It's
I think in the last, well, I think in your name it was like high schooler.
We're not at your. Well, this is 07, bro. We're in the time machine.
We're in the time machine, so we went back in time.
We're in
baggy
2000.
pants is the thing. The juicy.
Get
the
low,
juicy
get low.
sweatpants. Oh my goodness.
Three,
That's
nine. That's
all right.
All right.
So, right. I think it was okay. I think it was better than the ones we watched previously, obviously, because it's one of his newer movies.
Really?
Relatively. I think it was better than the last one.
I like the art. Better art than Place Promised in our early days.
But I think the story connects a little better without having periphery information about certain things. Because Place Promised in our early days, you can easily get confused in that one scene where they're like in that government facility talking about all that stuff. If you miss like one thing of dialogue, you're cooked.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't really know what the gravity antenna is doing in that movie.
Nobody does. I've watched it like 6 times. I still have no idea.
But so this movie though, let's I'm trying to think here. It's his most grounded movie by far.
Well,
there's no sci-fi.
There's no sci-fi. No time travel.
No time. Yeah.
Dimension leaping.
We're not the time traveler's wife in this one.
Oh, it's a great movie.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're not the lake house. We're not Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock in the lake house in this movie, where we got a magical mailbox that can go between time, but not between lovers. And but I don't know if the small scale of this makes it his most redeemable or most egregious film.
So, it really depends on how you're looking at it, right? Because if you love Makoto Shinkai movies for like the extravagance and the whole spectacle of it, then yeah, you're probably not gonna like this. But if you like it for like the somewhat themes that he talks about, I think this is probably one of the first movies where he actually started like putting sort of thematic filmmaking into the movie.
Yeah,
that was more than just, oh, love transcends time and space. It's like sometimes you go through life and things don't happen how you expect them to.
Didn't like it in Interstellar. Don't like it here.
No
tangents. No tangents. We don't have time. You have a hard out. We don't have time for tangents. You have a hard out, and we don't have time for tangents.
Bro, that is wild. It is using that against me. We're coming back to that. That is crazy.
So,
story's still better than Avatar, though.
What? You're just trying to poke the bear here. That's all you're doing.
Poke the very old graying beard bear. Yes. All right, back on topic.
Fat on Canadian garbage. So this story is entirely grounded. It's about two people who like fall in love in 8th grade. Shinkai's favorite grade, 8th grade.
He had to have got his heart broken at some point in time at that age.
This is the cat's out of the bag movie for me with Shinkai, where I'm like...
You're starting to realize this nigga's doing the same story over and over again. This nigga has not changed anything.
This is when, like, my eyebrows, in the original time of me going through Shinkai, this was when my eyebrows started to, like, kind of perk up and be like, what's up with this?
This seems familiar.
It's like, this again. Like, I'm going to be honest, if I had to categorize my feelings throughout this entire movie, it was waiting for something to happen.
That never happens.
It was like constant build up, constant waiting for a tragedy to occur, for something beyond geography to be the primary like modus operandi of the plot, because this really is just the story. And it's like, yeah, this happens. You meet a cool girl in like 8th grade. You go to a high school, or you're going to a high school. She goes to a different high school, and you're like, well, I don't have a car. I don't have a public transit system. I live in fucking Berkeley County, West Virginia or some shit. Like, I got a fucking bike there. I got to, like, ask my parents to drive. Mom, will you drive me over the hill?
But I think that's kind of interesting, though, because when you think about it, when you're at that age, there's a lot of stuff you do deal with and you don't really think about. Whereas, like, as adults, if somebody moves somewhere else, it's not really that hard to keep a lot of this relationship if you plan things right, obviously, right? But when you're younger... Somebody moves to a different town, you're cooked. You have no money, you have no car, you have no way of seeing them. It's kind of like, oh.
It's the I'm fucking a record on repeat here. But my issue with a lot of this is that like the framing device of constantly making his characters children, it cheapens things in the sense that like if I see two 8th graders crying because they're going through a hard breakup,
I'm gonna start laughing.
I literally don't care, even if that nigga's feeling like the deepest pain at the depths of his heart. I don't care. I don't care at all. I think it's horseshit.
It's confirmed Nick has no heart?
No, it's silly pants cuckoo bull. He won't go to the fucking Dippin' Dots with me.
Macky.
I can't take her to Chuck E. Cheese or fucking
Chuck
Dave
E.
and Buster's.
Cheese?
I can't take her to Dave and Buster's.
Who was going to Chuck E. Cheese in 8th grade?
I forgot. Put alcohol in it and call it a...
No.
Oh, we put a fucking bar tap in a Chuck E. Cheese and we called it the fucking... the Mana Bar.
That would actually be a cool bar, though.
Right? They always like, we have a ball pit, but it's like called a balls pit because we're adults. And we're like fucking tough-ass adults.
The balls in the ball pit are just drawn on. It's like
the play place is the foreplay place.
Okay. Let's get this train back on transit.
All right.
Real quick.
But the point is, like, these kids are crying because it's like they have the distance between them. And this is a scenario, I feel like everyone's dealt with not a long-distance girlfriend, just like a pain in the ass distance girlfriend. Like, it's like, how far is she away?
What is the difference?
A long distance girlfriend's like a different state, like a different country, maybe. A pain in the ass girlfriend is like
3 hours away.
She lives like 35 miles away, where it's like it takes me like 40 minutes to drive there. It's like just far enough.
Nigga, that's
like,
that's
no,
nothing,
you start
bro.
Driving.
That's everywhere in certain cities is 30 minutes away. That's some BS.
I know, but it's like it turns into like. Now, like, you start to calculate gas
just meet
and
in the
stuff. When you're broke, when you're like in middle school, high school.
Yeah, see, you didn't put that in there. You didn't preface that.
I'm saying you're broke and you're like, yo, we're like Bush 1 is in.
Confirmed. Brokies do not deserve love.
It's 2007. Gas is like $5.50 a gallon.
Goodness gracious, I remember that.
And I'm saying, you're like, yo, my girl lives like 30 miles away, and
that's
someone's like
$50, bro.
I'm saying it's a pain in the
$50 for the gas.
It's
bro.
just close enough that you're like, I'm gonna go see her. I'm not gonna
it's
like
just far enough away where it's like I have to make a whole day out of this.
I'm like, it takes up all your time and all your money when you're like in high school and type shit. You're like, this is literally all I have time for.
But
I can't manage like anything else.
I think that's probably why so many people like the movies, because it reminds them of that time in their life. You know, because I think everybody has that story in their life of like, you're young, you don't really know what the heck is going on. You just discover that you're an actual person with actual thoughts, and you're going through this very strong emotion that you think is love, but it's really just prepubescent affection, and you're kind of just like hormones everywhere. You're feeling things.
Dude, we've all seen a guy like. We've all seen a girl tell a guy that she's like, your teeth looked a little straighter than normal today, and we see that. Well, you'll see a guy push all his chips in. You'll see a guy slide all his chips across the table.
I'm not gonna lie. That nigga is me. He just like me for real. I can't even blame him. No, but I think that is interesting. I mean. That might be why he has his character so young though, because it's kind of like something everyone can relate to, where it's like you're at that age where you're starting to have feelings, right?
This is the age to cry over.
Yeah. And it's like this is like the first time you're gonna get your heart broken, quote unquote, and start like, you know, really start tweaking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, so when he's on the train and he's trying to go visit this girl.
Oh my god, that scene actually was sad. I'm not gonna lie.
The train breaks down.
That had me sick, bro.
He's been trying to see this girl. He's like, and this may be my favorite scene in the movie. It's like, because this is like your Amazon package not arriving. This is your fucking.
Oh my gosh, bro.
This is like I've been planning. I've had on my calendar like April 23rd. I'm
going to go see this girl.
I've had it circled for like 5 weeks now. I've been counting down the day, and then it's like you get there, and they're like, "There's a delay at the train station," and you're like, "Are you fucking serious?" And they're like, "Yeah." And then it's like your train's running like 3 hours behind. And it's like, "All right, whatever." And they're like, you get there. And then it's like, all right, there's a snowstorm. And you're like, are you serious? And they're like, you're going to have to like wait on the train for like an extra like 20 minutes longer before we take off. And you're like, the trains in Japan never slow down. I thought like that was our thing, is the trains don't stop here.
This is 2007, so you're in time.
And then it's like, all right, hey, listen, we had a breakdown on the track. And it's constantly.
But that's the beauty of it, right?
Every second of trying to see this chick.
I think
he's getting held up.
I think it's realistic in a way of like sometimes things outside of your control will hinder you and the person you're in love with, and there's nothing you could do about it.
Dog,
you know?
I've been walking out of a room and my headphones have caught on a doorknob.
Oh my god!
And I have stopped.
Oh my god! I will end
taking the headphones off.
Someone's bro.
I've stopped taking the headphones out and ripped the cables in half and threw the headphones in the trash.
I'll do you one better, Nick. I'll do you one better. My pants got caught on the handle. I ripped my pants, bro. I was so pissed because it'd be at the worst time too. Like you just got scammed. You lost your favorite shoes. You walk inside, boom, day ruined.
And the first third of this movie is that. It is that, and it's like Tono's like, I'm just trying to see what's her name, Hikari. Oh yeah,
Shinohara Akari.
Yeah, Akari. He's trying to see Akari. And he's just like, I gotta get to her. Tono's like, I gotta get to Akari. And it is like, dude, this nigga catches every red light.
He catches every red light.
The train stops on the track. I'm saying ducks are blocking the highway. Like, this is why I thought like.
So your favorite part is just watching this nigga suffer.
I thought he was gonna get there and she was gonna be dead. That's why I was kind of, I was caught off guard that this was.
He's like, yes, she's gonna be dead when he gets there. That is insane. I'm not gonna lie. This nigga crazy.
What? 25 minutes in, he kisses the girl. He meets her. They meet.
So he's already made more progress than 90% of romance anime MCs.
They get to the train station, exchange the rice ball, and then he kisses her. And I was like, I never thought this motherfucker was gonna get the kiss. I counted this motherfucker out.
I thought it was gonna be the whole indirect kiss thing where they share a water bottle or something like that. And start freaking out.
It's like, hey, do you think someone gets a kiss in this movie? It's like, I read the box. I know whose name is on this one.
Nah, yeah.
No one ever gets a kiss in a Shinkai movie.
Honest, I think that's the only movie of his that happens.
It's the only one so far. Mark it on your timeline, motherfuckers who are weirdly paying attention to this series. But yeah, this is our first Shinkai successful lip-to-lip fucking stick the landing.
Congratulations, bro.
Tona.
See, I told you this nigga is a real nigga.
Tona comes inside.
What?
Maybe I jumped the gun there.
Hold on.
So
You're not even gonna pause that, bro. He's just gonna let
Akari
it
realizes she's in love with Tona. This is where the movie starts to lose me. Is Tona's in love with Akari?
Yes.
Akari is in love with Tona.
Correct.
Neither of them is quite sure.
Yes.
That the other one is that into them.
Yes.
And as I think is possibly the theme of this movie, though I'm not a movie critic, so it could be smoke meth and ride motorcycles.
I don't think it's that.
But I think the theme is like about like the longing of mischances, the chances not taken.
Well,
you know?
Well, I think that's consistent through the movies we've seen so far.
Because one thing that has been consistent in this, with the exception of Voices of a Distant Star, which actually does take the time to show us the alternative lifestyle of the man back on Earth.
Right, who didn't end up... Well, he ended up joining in the end.
Shinkai loves putting, like... It's like, the problem with this man is he had path A and path B before him, and he picked path B, but he wishes he picked path A. And Shinkai will do a thing where he won't really spend any time explaining what path A was. He will just be like, and path B is the path of regret because the man wanted path A, but he thought path B. And you're like, but what was path A? And this is a lot of like, what's distracting Tono from this girl throwing herself at him? Like,
bro, that kiss was crazy. This is the first kiss in a Shinkai movie. It had to be crazy.
Is he climbing mountains? Is he like training tigers on how to fucking do calculus?
Whoa,
like, what's going on here?
So I'll say this, right? And I think as you know, I'll say weathered man. It's a man who's well versed in life as it goes. When a nigga's in love, bro, you will miss everything. Your brain goes stupid.
Oh yeah,
you literally.
I'm ruining my life right now for love.
But I think your IQ lowers like at least a good 30 points when you're in love.
You think these track marks got here because I?
No, but I think that kind of shows like the real, because I think that what Makoto Shinkai does, and what I will give him credit for, is he writes realistic dynamics between human beings, right? Because a lot of anime you'll see, and like the dynamics you see between people, you're like, this would never really happen in real life, right? But I think we all know a nigga that's so in love with some chick that he can never get, that he misses a chick throwing herself at him.
Yeah, no, everyone has like someone who's like, I always really liked you, and you're like, whoa, you should have like told me that. Like, even if it wouldn't have worked out for us,
you should have still let me know.
I had a gun in my mouth on Christmas Eve, miss. That would have fucking helped out.
Hold on.
That would have helped out a bit.
That is a joke, YouTube. Do not age restrict this.
Yeah, I don't own a gun. I'm not allowed, the state says. But yeah, people, you know, it's like people are just not honest about their feelings about a lot of things.
Well, I mean, when you're in 8th grade, can you really be all that honest about feelings you don't really understand yet?
No, and that's like my main rub with this movie is that it's like, who gives a shit if kids are... They're still very much in the figuring it out stage. It's a tragedy when you miss romance because you're past the figuring it out stage, where it's like you witness your friends getting married. You witness like you see ostensibly normal people on Instagram living their normal lives, ordering their Starbucks lattes, and you're like, I'm not getting that. I'm witnessing it from afar like an alien watching humans.
So let me give you the inverse, right? Because this happens to me a lot, because I actually am this nigga. This has happened to me multiple times, and I think about this a lot, where it's like, had I had, I guess, the whole path A, path B thing, right? Had I taken path A, what would life be like? I took path B, and I'm like, I wish I took path A. Do you get what I mean? And it hurts so much because there's no way you would have known to choose the right decision because you just didn't understand, and it's kind of like it's out of your control. And this is a compounding. I'm gonna get fucking heady here for a second, maybe, but it's like a compounding effect of our culture because we've never been more comparative. I didn't think about what it was like to be a cross country skier until I saw some fuckers at a Red Bull Challenge doing it and making me look like a fat dumbass here at home doing jack shit nothing. And it's like people just didn't think that way. People didn't have the capacity to think that way outside of like women who read murder novels and imagined themselves solving murders, and then eventually some of them solved. Patton Oswalt's wife actually solved a murder after reading a bunch of murder books. Yeah. But I'm saying beyond that, though, most people don't just like sit around thinking
about their life being better, about like their husband being hotter, about their wife drinking a little less. Like people, you were more, I don't want to say, oh, the people were more inclined to just make it work, but it's like you just didn't have the access of info. That's what all this multiversal shit is about. That's what, like, oh, what if you could be all three Spider-Men? So you, like, what if you could be everything everywhere all at once? What if, and it's like, really, it's like, listen, we don't want to make choices because choices are scary because you can't eat pizza and fried chicken for dinner.
Nah.
And you want to have both mac and cheese.
Hold on. So
and it hurts to be
this
like,
is where I'll give you some pushback, right? I think that regardless of what decisions you make, right? And there are definitely decisions I've made in my life where I kind of regret. But it all adds up because it got you to the point you are at in life right now, right? Like the person you are now is because of the decisions you made way back in the day. Like because of the con eyes that some niggas have missed, they became the person they are today. And now maybe they're not as likely to miss those signs or not, you know, pick up on certain things when people talk to them or whatever mistakes you end up making, even if it's a decision you don't like, you still learn from it, right?
See,
and that's not to say you don't regret making that decision, but failure breeds knowledge a lot more than success does.
yeah.
That's it. That's my soapbox.
Yeah, action creates new information, and information allows for action. Whereas inaction, you just got to work with what you know so far, which is why you end up being just a bunch of people who, you end up being a bunch of people who don't go to the gym talking about weight loss tips, or you end up being a bunch of guys who have I think that is so broke funny, niggas bro. Giving financial advice.
Oh my god, that is the funniest paradigm of the 21st century.
Well, you got things like the fucking right now the male self-help men's rights space where it's a bunch of motherfuckers who pay like OnlyFans chicks to hang out with them.
Oh,
it's like a bunch of guys who spend a 5 to 6 figure number on sex a year, and it's like you're like, I gotta take advice from this guy on how to like talk to women.
I mean,
and it's like
the uninformed informing the uninformed.
Yeah, it's.
I don't know how we got to this topic. I'm gonna be honest.
Because Shinkai clearly has an issue with longing and choice and decisions because he is spending a lot of time regretting a lot of decisions. And it's like, nigga, we've all bought lottery tickets that didn't win. You gotta let that shit go. You gotta let that shit go. Like
I think it would have been a more compelling story if the reason they didn't get together was because something he directly did and not because of things were out of his control and he just gave up.
And I can't keep hammering this point, but this is such a Japanese problem. Is like, oh, you're telling me the country with the number, you're telling me the country with the number 2 lowest birth rate on Earth next to South Korea is like,
we're also up there too.
We've got an issue with the men not noticing.
But we're also up there too.
No, our birth rate is diesel, bro.
No, it's not, Nick.
It's dope.
No, it's not. Nick, look this up. We are actually.
It's going down, but it's not, dude. South Korea's at like 0.7.
Damn.
I'm saying these are like they're, and I'm not saying.
I think in Japan there was like 1,000 people born last year.
It's
something crazy.
It's weird numbers, but that's what's so. And I can't blame Shinkai. This movie's like fucking 16 years old, but it's very funny long tail to think that like he wrote all these movies about men not knowing the signs, and then 16 years later the Japanese government is like, these niggas aren't noticing the signs.
Well, I think
what is wrong with you guys?
I think it's like a twofold issue, right? It's like women that don't want certain men, and then men that don't want to try, you know. And
this and NHK came out a year apart.
Huh?
This and NHK came out a year apart.
Dang.
Both about guys.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Both about like the women being like maybe, and the guys being like,
I don't know, man. We'll see.
Maybe straighten your life out. How about no?
Yeah, and I think it's a twofold issue of like women who don't want men who don't want to put their life together, and men who don't want to put their life together because women don't want them. Do you know what I mean? It's like a feedback loop.
Yeah, we gotta talk to like a 35-year-old Japanese guy who's got like a middle class job, like an HVAC repair. If you're an HVAC repair guy in Japan, like,
do they have that?
Do they actually? I don't know if they have HVAC.
Well, because there's a lot of countries in East Asia and in Europe that don't have air conditioning.
We're fucking. And I don't.
It's like a very.
They don't have drywall in those Takatama houses or whatever. Yeah. If you're a middle class Japanese guy who does whatever middle class Japanese people do, maybe you
hit us up.
Sell Toyotas or something. I don't know. Like
this conversation got so meta so quick.
No, but this
do you think it's because the themes of this movie are so eerie because now it's like it's pointing back to an issue we have now, even though it was 16 years ago?
Because the art is the antenna of the cultures, man. It's the fucking, like, you can see it's all here. They're laying out how they feel in the truest ways that they can. They're all fucking thinking about the fact that, I guess a huge amount of Japanese guys have their head in their hands thinking I fucked it up in middle school, and it's all been like a rough ride since.
Look, I'm going to be honest, Nick. It happens. It happens. And I know you're a little far removed from middle school. It happens. It happens, man.
You can't hold...
Well, yeah, I understand you can't hold on to those feelings forever, but it happens.
Just move one block down and give people a fake name. Start saying your name's like Scott Peters or whatever.
Why would you change it to Scott Peters?
All right, because it's a good practice name for when you come.
Can we talk about the realest nigga in the whole movie?
Sure.
Cub.
Cub?
Yes.
Who's Cub?
Kanai's dog.
Oh.
I saw it on camera. I just liked it for the name. I just wanted to put that in there real quick. Realest nigga in the movie. Loved him.
Yeah. Shinkai doesn't pay a lot of voice actors. He doesn't have a lot of money. So it's nice because it makes it easy to keep track of the cast. You don't got to fucking horror.
You don't got to worry about like 10 different people in the movie.
Yeah, you don't got a Korihei situation where it's like, how many people are in this fucking roster? Yeah. Mother of God.
Yeah, but I think it's... if I had to rate the movie from the ones we've seen so far, I'd say a solid 7. Solid 7.
This ranks above. I gotta like build a plotting star for.
So let me say this, Nick. This animation was in 2007. I want you to remember that.
This art is a 10, especially for the time. And I will say this, whoever does the skyboxes and Shinkai shit,
they need to be paid.
That is the Pacino to Shinkai's Scorsese. Because, those skies
they are crazy.
They're like, literally insane.
It's like Makoto Shinkai movies and Studio Ghibli movies. Whoever does their skyboxes just be putting so much effort and time into it.
My roommate was watching a scene and he was just like, you can't like see the Milky Way like that when you're looking at
you could get was it
can't see it like that with a telescope.
That's what it is. Yeah, you can get a telescope, look at it, and it still wouldn't look as good.
It's not.
Them niggas was going crazy. They was in their bag when they did that.
Yeah, the fucking the James Webb Space Telescope account was posting pictures of Shinkai movies.
That's what
people were like. The flat earthers called them out.
Somebody was like, the Shinkai movies don't look like this. It's inaccurate.
The flat earthers are quick to your game, pal.
Oh my god, I met one at the gym the other day. Goodness gracious, bro. That was like the most tiring conversation I've ever had with anyone.
Yeah. So for me, this ranks above Voices of a Distant Star, because even though I think the themes of those two movies are almost identical, I can't get over the fact that this is just like an anxiety film. That the main villain in this movie is anxiety. That they just like this girl gets too nervous, and this guy he's too clueless. And I hate non-active. I hate passive characters. And I can't change that about me. God made me this way. And I'd love to love passive characters, but it's just not in my bones.
I think it depends. I think it depends on the genre. If it's like a passive character that's like powerful, I think that's dope.
I'll take a passive character in Digimon. 8 kids who are like, what the fuck's happening? And it's like, you shouldn't expect it. I don't know, bro. You gotta come along for the ride. Just follow the Agumon. But,
yeah, I guess that's fair.
But with romance... You got to be in the arena, bro. You got to be trying things. You got to be fucking gloved up, ready to fight.
Think about it like this, Nick, because I want you to realistically think about this, right? Realistically, most guys, worldwide, are not like this. They can just talk to people, right? Well, like, you could have a conversation with a random person and come out like, "Oh, that was cool." That's not a very common skill amongst most people. So you gotta take that frame and be like, "Oh, wait. This isn't very realistic on how most people act."
Yeah, not every girl wants the cool guy. Some girls want the quiet guy. Some girls want the guy who's not going to drag them out to the bar at 1 a.m. Like, some chicks want
But those quiet guys don't have the confidence to shoot their shot.
I'll say this to any guy listening. This isn't a men's help podcast.
No, this is a men's help podcast. I want you to buy my course online for $30 a month.
I didn't get my job because I was the best guy. I got my job because I was the best guy there.
Well, I think you were the best guy. I'm gonna be honest. I think you.
Oh no. I'm
He says that. Don't listen to this man.
I'm not.
He's a little overqualified for what he does.
No. I'm a web dev guy. You guys are the honestly for so many.
You got to be one of the smartest web dev guys I've ever met. I've met a few dunces. Okay?
For so many of the stuff that we do, I'm like, okay, like,
all right, hey, bro. I guess I'll just figure it out.
It's like, listen, I get it, but this data registry.
Yeah, you just use data oriented stuff. I forget.
We're working with the Unreal Data Registry, but this isn't a podcast about.
This isn't a podcast about development. No,
and you don't need to know what we do.
No, you don't.
It's a mystery.
We're ninjas.
Yeah, we're state alchemists.
We're state alchemists, exactly. State alchemists.
But all right. This definitely ranks under. I think Place Promised in Our Early Days is Shinkai's best movie so far. Because that is a friendship movie, not a romance movie, and way more relatable for me.
It had the first kiss in the Shinkai movie.
It's got planes, it's got flying, it's got magic and whimsy, it's got lasers. You got that
one
dude who dies in the flight. That one dude who gets ice.
I think it's alluded to that other people die though, because
you see that
nigga blood splattered on the freaking window.
One guy bite it, and it's like. This movie, I'm not a romance guy, so it's like, listen, I'm not the market. I'm not. I hate romance and things.
What? You just watching the wrong romance.
No, I like romance. Listen, I like my Shinsekai Yoris and shit, but I don't like this type of romance. And I hate when guys are passive, and it's like, I know it's me, it's an American guy thing, but I hate when dudes are waiting for shit to happen to them. And
if you watch a lot of romance anime or a lot of anime in general, that's kind of what happens. Like, even in Welcome to the NHK is the same way.
I can't hate on the genre for being that way, because there's like a lot of anime that are about passive men. So for what this is a very good passive guy romance, like, I love her, I just want to be with her, why can't we be together? I want them to be together. I'm kind of annoyed that they're not together at the end. I'm like, oh, you fucking should have just gave it a shot, bro.
Sometimes I feel like most Shinkai movies are just made to like anger us.
But I'm not of the illusion that like this guy and her might not have gotten together for a month, and then she said something like, you listen to Hoobastank, and then like next thing you know, like it's not all fucking roses in the Garden of Eden.
You're just like, yeah, Hoobastank fans gone. Ick.
I didn't realize that I was gonna be. I just didn't know that you ate like steak and eggs. Like,
what's wrong with steak and eggs?
Every dinner.
Yeah. 5
nights a week you eat steak and eggs, and the other 2 you Blue Apron.
You don't eat the same things every day?
Come on, man. You can't live this way.
I think you can live pretty good that way. Steak and eggs sounds good right now.
You got to make room in your life for the ladies, and the ladies like variety. This is a good one, though. Art is a 10. Music is... The music's too good. The music oversells the drama of an 8-year-old of an 8th grader having their heart broken. When he's on that train crying and the music's all sad and somber, he doesn't deserve this.
I'm calling BS, Nick.
No 8th grader deserves this.
Hold on. You cannot tell me when you got your heart broken in middle school for the first time, you weren't in the depths. You weren't playing some Justin Timberlake or some Neo on the floor, acting like you were in an R&B music video on some...
I had to go to 5th period lunch and see her in his arms.
I'm telling you, Nick.
I just see her in his arms.
You can't tell me. You cannot tell me that didn't happen. Because I think at that age, that's what it feels like. And I think that's why it's overselling it.
Future Nick with an eye patch and a robot hand. Who gives a shit? Who gives a fuck?
You come back and talk to yourself like, listen, kid, it's not going to matter. This chick turns into a whore. All right.
Whoa. Gonna get us canceled there, bro. She turns into President of the United States of America.
That's what I meant.
Back it up. It's not that type of show.
Sorry. You mentioned the manosphere. I got a little confused.
No, because the manosphere is in trouble. And I'm not going to lie. This isn't the show to fix it.
Oh, my God.
This isn't the show to fix it.
You know what'll fix it? Bomb. That is a joke, ladies and gentlemen.
No, wait. I think you can talk about bombing the manosphere. It's not a real place.
That's true. Maybe some Agent Orange?
Yeah, someone should shoot the president of the manosphere.
Okay, all right. And this is where we stop talking about this. We have the FBI running through the door.
All right. But all right. Do we got anything else? This is so in the Shinkai ranking. So we got Place Promised in Our Early Days, number 1.
Voices of a Distant Star.
This for you, Voices ranks above this.
No, I think that
then for me there's Voices ranks above this for me, but I think for a normal person, this would rank above Voices, because Voices is pretty clunky. Yeah. The art on Voices isn't good, but I appreciate how brief it is, and I think all the themes are basically the same. But yeah, there's Voices, I think, for me is number 2 at this point, but for most people would probably be the bottom. Yeah. And then this, and then I think, Place Promise is our currently top of the rankings.
I think Place Promise, number 1. Obviously, I think that 5 centimeters per second, number 2, and Voices 3. The reason I'll say 5 centimeters per second over Voices is because I really do enjoy the dynamic when writers will talk about unrequited love. I think it's cool. I think it's sad. I think sad stuff is cool.
He ain't bad at it.
He ain't bad at it at all.
No.
He's a little too good at it.
I can't talk shit about that, and I love talking shit. It's one of my favorite things. But Shinkai does write good. He writes good. Like, there's a scene where the guy's in the elevator, and he's just like, this feeling of pain and sadness in my heart coming from, like, seemingly nowhere for no reason. He's like, why can't I be happy with what I have? Why can't I be happy with how things are? Like, what's wrong with me? I should call Akari. And I'm like, this, all right.
Oh, wait, no, because that's real.
All right.
You cannot tell me.
He hit the fucking,
hold on, you cannot
he
tell
hit the
me.
nexus of the fucking sad boy brain there.
No, I felt that. Because, like, I think everybody, let's say, we'll give it like a month after you either broke up or got dumped, you were like, you never had that thought where you were like, I should call her. Every nigga's had that thought.
The psychology of a you up post. Like, straight up. This movie skirts around. It's not bad, but yeah, I hate romance. And
you just got to watch some better romance, Nick. I'm telling you.
I've lost the best romance.
Nah, bro.
Anne Frank?
What?
Citizen Kane?
Hold on. Wait, what are you talking about?
Clockwork Orange? Some of the best romances ever.
Okay. I think I know why he feels this way.
All right. So, I guess, are we doing the boilerplate? Are we at the end?
Well. I mean, we might be. I don't know. I'm not very good at telling time. I have like a watch on. I have no idea how long we've been doing this.
So this show can be brought to you without ads or YouTube chicanery. Fuck YouTube. That's how you know we're real ones. I won't play to their algorithm or their games.
I hate YouTube.
I hate all of them. I'm personally trying to destroy Google right now.
Hold on.
With a product.
Just him, not
with
me.
A product, not a weapon. Not a...
Do not include me in that and make me the superior Google.
Not
it is just him saying that.
A laser weapon, perhaps stored on a boat off the coast of Hawaii.
A detonator?
But this show can be brought to you without YouTube chicanery. If you listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Cast, maybe TuneIn Radio. I don't fucking
Napster,
know.
iHeartRadio at 7 p.m.
Kazaa.
You will not be there.
FrostWire, LimeWire, BearShare, Liquid Player.
Napster. What's another one? What's another one?
We are available
Bandcamp.
Rapid Share, Mega Upload, Mediafire.
Okay.
And
what's the last one?
Wink us on Scrambler. We're on TikTok we should be on TikTok under YDGLR Clips.
We will be.
I hope.
We will be, yes.
Are you allowed to change your name on TikTok?
Yeah, you gotta wait like 7 days.
Okay, then, yes. Yeah. We should be on there under YDLGR Clips.
YDLGR Clips.
And we're on Instagram under You Don't Love Giant Robots. Now we're on YouTube. And, support the show. Like,
send us your money.
Yeah, like you can comment, put $5 in an envelope and just mail it to fucking wherever, dude. It'll get to us somehow.
We'll find it. Our giant robot has scanners.
Yeah, come in a jar.
No. Okay. You know what? No.
Just mail it out.
No. Don't mail it. Do not mail it.
We're already there.
That is nope. We're done. That's it.
2 great tastes.
Episode over.
That taste great together. Thanks for watching, y'all. Gosh, next episode is Children Who Chase
lost voices, but in turn they just find parental issues.
We don't know that yet. We're still in the time machine. We're still wondering who's going to be... Is Hillary Clinton going to win the 2008 election?
Oh, bro, we'll see. It's pretty close. It's her and some dude from Chicago.
I've got a good feeling about her.
I'd bet money.
I bet money.
Her and Sarah Palin.
I'd bet money. Well, see y'all next week. Or maybe sooner. There's still the news apps. I'm shooting off all of the legacy news apps right now, so it's funny because we're talking shit.
Like 3 months ago.
We're talking shit about the One Piece.
Oh, about the One Piece, and it apparently is good.
No, you know what's funny is you're talking shit, and I'm making lawyerly measured responses.
Look, man.
But you know what?
Look, man. I've been hurt too many times by live action anime, but I have to watch it.
Dig through it. There's some good yuck 'em ups in there and talk shit.
Ups.
That hand gesture is illegal.
Really?
Yes.
Why is it illegal?
Because too much cowpoke for this side of the.
What's cowpoke?
You're looking like you're rustling up some. Rustling up some. I don't know. Rustlers on your farm. They're trying to steal your sheep. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and we are sorry. If you loved your giant robot, you would have been in the delivery room instead of at the bar.
Yeah, I forgot. People are saying it's good. I haven't seen it yet. Even my dad is talking about it. He does not like it at all. I'm like, dang.